You do not give me my rights, sir, whether you're a politician, a governor, or a doctor.
I would rather die free than I had live on my knees.
How is it living on your knees to take a vaccine?
Because you're bowing against your convictions.
The Supreme Court has spoken. The nation's highest court will not block Indiana University's vaccine mandate, signaling that similar policies can be upheld, even by conservative legal bodies. Justice Amy Coney Barrett, yep, you heard that right, rejected a plea from a group of IU students to stop the university's vaccine requirement. Barrett, who received the request because she is the justice tasked with emergency petitions from that region of the country, did not specify a reason.
Barrett's action marks the first time the justices have been asked to weigh in on the legality of vaccine mandates that most believe will combat the spread of COVID-19. This has sent conservatives into a tailspin. She's being eviscerated online by the right, people who've pretty much supported her universally until now. But seeing as requiring people to get a life-saving, safe, effective vaccine is as pro-life as you can get, I'm not so sure why people are surprised. I'm Caroline Johnson. Thanks for watching. Now, this hardly means we should be championing Barrett, as we all know she's bound to make some terrible rulings down the line, but this is a huge win for the safety of our university system, which are hotbeds for COVID spread. Barrett is a lifelong Catholic, and interestingly, just last week I was curious about what the official Vatican stance on vaccines was, as the religious right in the United States is pretty firmly in the anti-vaccine camp, at least in terms of their public vitriol.
It being anti-mask and anti-vaccine is anti-government, then I'm proud to be anti-government.
What I found was quite interesting. Pope Francis, back in January, declared that people around the world had a moral obligation to get the vaccine, saying, "It is the moral choice because it is about your life, but also the lives of others. I do not understand why some say this could be a dangerous vaccine. If the doctors are presenting this to you as a thing that will go well and doesn't have any special dangers, why not take it?" He goes on, "There is a suicidal denialism that I would not know how to explain, but today people must take the vaccine." Pope Francis's remarks signaled to the world's 1.3 billion Catholics, Amy Coney Barrett included, that he and the Vatican strongly support the global vaccination effort. Furthermore, Vatican City has had an astonishingly good vaccination rate, and it's not just for the 825 residents of the entire country, where vaccines are now heavily encouraged. More than 100 people who are homeless were given their first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine at the Vatican in early March, with 1,000 more of the most vulnerable people living in Rome receiving it on Easter. A statement released during Holy Week of this year said that 1,200 of the poorest and most marginalized people had the opportunity of getting vaccinated with the Pfizer vaccine, the same one administered to the Pope and the employees of the Holy See. Those vaccines were administered in a specially designed facility inside Paul VI Hall in the Vatican. Back in February, the country actually mandated vaccinations for all employees and residents of the Vatican, but walked it back a few months later after an uproar erupted across Italy. Now, it's not legally required, although the Pontifex stands by his statements that it is an absolute moral obligation. I ask everyone, government leaders, business, international organizations, vaccines for all, especially for the most vulnerable and needy of all regions of the planet. In the face of a challenge that knows no borders, we cannot erect walls. All of us are in the same boat, the Pope said. Back in the United States, the right, and the religious right specifically, continues to spiral in response to Barrett's denial of upholding the anti-vaccine request, which was made without any dissent from other justices, upholds lower court rulings that deemed that the school had a right to mandate vaccinations. This will likely have an effect on other challenges to vaccine mandates currently pending in federal courts. And that's some good news we can use for this Friday. Thanks so much for watching. You can follow me on all platforms at Caro Johnson 917.